In a world where the paranormal meets the preposterous, where ghostly whispers echo through the abandoned arcades, and every creaky floorboard might just be a clue, two bravish souls dare to investigate the mysteries no one else will touch.
Boo-Foons, mystery investigators.
Hey there, mystery lovers and mischief makers. I'm Steve.
And I'm Dan, together with the Boo-Foons Mystery Investigators, your guides through the weird, the wild, and the wonderfully unexplained.
Each week, we dive headfirst into bizarre tales, haunted happenings, and conspiracy theories so strange they'll make your nan's ghost stories sound like bedtime lullabies.
We're talking cursed vacuum cleaners, psychic pigeons, haunted theme parks, and maybe, just maybe, a few real clues along the way.
So grab your flashlights, your EMF detectors, and maybe a snack, because things are about to get weird.
This is the Boo-Foons Mystery Investigators, where the only thing scarier than the truth is how much fun we're having finding it. Welcome to another episode of the Boo-Foons Mystery Investigators. He's Steve.
I am Steve, and he's Dan.
Yeah, there you go. I thought I'd do something a little bit different there.
You completely threw me there. I almost fell off my chair.
Yeah.
Apart from it doesn't look like it because I've just seen I haven't actually moved at all. My insides almost fell off the chair.
Yeah, I just thought I would,
throw a curveball.
Yeah, throw a curveball.
Keep us on our toes. Yeah.
Yeah. And considering this, the story that I want to talk about today, it seems to be one that will keep us on our toes a little bit because the original story that sort of guided me towards finding more information out, it turns out there's another secondary story that goes along with this place, which we found just before saying hello. Because that's how we do research on this podcast. We try and do some research and then we find out more information just before recording because we're professional.
We are the most professional Boo-Foon podcasters on the internet, I would say.
Yeah, we definitely are.
There's any other Boo-Foon branded podcast that's more professional than us.
Anyway, we're going to Bonnie, Scotland today. And we're going to Glasgow for this story today. Now, the original. I'll read the original story that I was aware of, and then we can go into the other bits around this location. And to be exact, we're going to number 6 and 7 because it's now been knocked through into one big building. Blythswood Square in Glasgow. So in the 1830s, Captain Smythe wanted somewhere to live, and this particular area of Glasgow was where people with a bit of money would end up moving into. So he ended up moving into a property on Blythswood Square with his family. After he moved in, he took an instant disliking to the bathroom, finding the bathroom to feel dark and sinister. One evening, just as he was about to enter the bathtub, he saw the apparition of a beautiful woman strangling somebody in the bath. A few weeks pass, and his son goes to the bathroom to have a bath and finds the bloated body of an old man laying in the water. The Smythes decided to move out of the property because they didn't like what was going on in the bathroom, only to discover that the former residents were a wealthy old man who had been found dead in the bathtub, and his beautiful young Spanish wife, who inherited his fortune and was never seen again. However, I have also found out that in other versions of this story, she's not a Spanish wife, that she was a nurse who looked after him because he was an old man and needed help in and out of the bath and things. So that was the story that initially took us to Blythswood Square, because it's a bit of a weird one. A haunted bathtub.
I've, I mean, bathtubs. I mean, I know a lot of people get rid of the baths at the moment for showers, so I don't know if the haunted bathtub is just going to be a thing of the past. But a lot of things. I mean, the bath. I like Nightmare on Elm Street, the bath scene. The Tingler with, I don't know if you've seen that, with the bath full of blood.
Yes.
With a black and white film, bath. For some reason, baths can give people the creeps. I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's just because everyone just lays in each other's juices. I don't know. So my wife, she used to say, "Can't have a bath in the house because just laying in your dirty, filthy water." It's like, oh, thank you. It could be showers. It's like you automatically think I'm just going to be dirty and filthy because I've laid in it, but it is. It's a bit scummy, isn't it? Haven't seen a dead body in my bath, but no, I was going to say something else, but
if you were in a bath, we'd see a bloated old man.
Bloated old corpse in the bath. Yeah, that's it. Going slightly stiff. Thanks, Dan. Yes, that's pretty much what I was going to say. But I'm glad I didn't. A bloated body slightly going stiff. It's okay. It's just Steve. He didn't lock the door again. That would give people nightmares, the legends, that house. God, you don't want to go to the bathroom in there.
In other news, your friend, Captain Smythe, I haven't heard from him in a while.
Ran for the hills.
But, yeah, so it turns out that that's not the only ghost that is there. So, obviously, Captain Smythe saw the ghost of an old man that had been drowned in the bath, and a woman as well.
Isn't he the only person to have actually report this? I can't see any other reports of anyone seeing anything else in the bath.
Him and his son are the only people to talk about the bath. Just him and his son.
Okay. So, did they both see the ghost, or does it not say? Is it just that they?
No, they saw separate ghosts because Captain Smythe saw the lady.
Oh, it was the son, who saw the
and the son
the
saw the bloated corpse.
Okay, so he might just have walked in on his dad.
Maybe
could have been just what we were talking about. Maybe it wasn't that far from the truth.
Yeah,
maybe he wasn't the only. Maybe I wouldn't be the only bloated, stiff corpse in the bath you'd see.
But these two ghosts in the bathtub was enough to make them move, though.
After selling the house for an inflated price because it was haunted. I bet you. Not that I'm a cynic or anything, but it does seem to be the common. Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, it's you see a ghost story, you see a ghost, the house price goes up.
And it was of the time period where ghosts were very fashionable.
Yeah, everybody wanted a ghost back then. Did you know that Dan Aykroyd from Ghostbusters? He's so into the paranormal. He's absolutely convinced by it because it's been in the family for years. Apparently, his grandfather used to converse with Sir Arthur Conan Doyle about ghosts when he was alive, or when they were both alive.
Oh, that's so cool.
They used to write to each other, and this one thing. So he grew up known his grandfather, who had all this correspondence with Sir Arthur Conan Doyle about ghosts and spirits. So he's had that in his family forever. So I think Ghostbusters and everything that came from it has all come just because he absolutely is convinced. Because it's been the whole family has been spiritualists and mediums and fascinated by it, paranormal investigators. I think his life should have its own film. Or his family's
so what you're saying is the Ghostbusters are real,
inspired by true stories. Yes, inspired by actual events. That's what you got to say, isn't it?
So we can become Ghostbusters.
Not until we get the license. I think we have to get we can't just be a Ghostbuster. We can't just be a Ghostbuster, even if we put the shirt on, just pretend we are.
Well, your shirt's Ghostbuster. My shirt is a Dalek.
Ah, I'm so glad we're both responsible adults.
Yeah.
But yes, but
yeah.
Yes, but the other story, Dan, we found out we were reading about the other ghost. Your Victorian socialite. Tell me about
Madeline Smith.
And this isn't Smythe. This is definitely Smith, isn't it?
Well, some of them it's spelled Smythe, some of them it's spelled Smith. So I'm going to go with Smith because that was the first spelling of the name I saw.
Okay. Well, apparently Madeline's got a very let's say colourful history in the house. Would you say colourful?
Yeah, well, this was over 20. This is 20 years after Captain Smythe and his family were living there, because this was in 1857 that this story starts.
So much happened in the 1850s, the 1800s. It's just great. The stories that came from that era. Everybody loved this kind of thing, didn't they?
Yeah, they do, and they claim that Madeline Smith haunts the house to this day. However, 20 years after Captain Smythe had seen a ghost, she happened to be living in 6, or I think she was actually number 7, Blythswood Square. And her family had moved in there in 1855, her father being an architect. So she was living there, and she got with a Frenchman called Pierre-Émile Lionguelier. Definitely liked cheese, definitely liked eating frogs and snails, and wearing a little funny hat.
I do love the way you said she got with him. That's you don't want to get any more detail than that. She got with him.
Yeah. Well, he was her lover, and they had many sexual encounters. Because
thank you, that satisfies me far more than just got with him.
Well, in court, it was all of when she went to court.
What for? What did she go to court for?
Oh, yes, I didn't actually get to that bit of the story, did I? I just sort of got...
No, it's like a small detail. It probably doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, so she was sleeping with a man called Pierre-Émile Lionguelier, and suddenly she realised that, for whatever reason, maybe she didn't like the sex in the bedroom, who knows? She had started a relationship with him, and they were not married, but they were having sex. How dare they? Premarital sex.
Probably in the bathroom.
Probably in the bathroom.
Probably in the bathroom. Probably in the bath.
Maybe they were spurned on, aroused by the bloated corpse in the bath.
Maybe they exorcised the demon passionately.
But she decided that she didn't want to be with him anymore. So Lionguelier...
Allegedly, in case she sues you.
Yeah, in case she sues me from beyond the grave.
Yeah. Allegedly.
And Lionguelier was going to use letters that she had written to him in order to blackmail her into marrying him. So she then decides, you know what? I'm going to get some arsenic and I'm going to poison him. So she poisoned Lionguelier because she didn't want to be blackmailed into marrying him. And that's how she ended up in court in 1857.
So just want to make this clear. This is what she was alleged to have done, not actually what she did.
This is what she was alleged to have done.
She was only 22 at the time. I mean, to be, have to forced to marry a Frenchman at 22. It's a bit young still, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, he was probably 90 at the time or something. You know what the French are like. There's just too much testosterone.
Is I want to come over here and get with a Scottish lady. I am going to then find all of the snails in her garden and eat it and say that British food is awful, even though I am eating snails.
Just like to deep fry it, obviously.
Yeah.
Deep fried escargot, we could do that one.
Well, I did see a picture the other day of a fish and chip shop in Scotland where they have deep fried a Colin the Caterpillar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think I
Which
honestly think I'm part Scottish because their diet just sounds the best.
Yeah. Side ran, I don't like Colin the Caterpillar. I think he has a very smug looking face.
That's why you deep fry him. You
All
burn it off
he
him.
is an over glorified mini roll with a face on. And his little smug face, he thinks he's better than just a little mini roll. Anyway, side rant over about Colin the Caterpillar. And what's Audi's one? Cuthbert. Because there was a whole thing in the courts of Colin versus Cuthbert.
Is Cuthbert a caterpillar as well, or is he?
Yeah, so Audi Audi released a cake called Cuthbert the Caterpillar. M&S took Audi to court to be like they couldn't make Cuthbert because Cuthbert was basically Colin the Caterpillar, and Aldi ended up winning the case that they were allowed to use Cuthbert. So and Aldi, I don't know if you follow Aldi on any social media, but Aldi's social media team are probably some of the best people out there, where Cuthbert then blew up to be this massive thing and every time something happens with M&S
with lawsuits,
they will post something about M&S, or they'll post something about Cuthbert the Caterpillar or that sort of thing. And the Audi, anyway, that's a very massive
do you know, they should have made, they should say it should be Michael the Millipede or something like that. Just they could have put more legs on it. It would have sold more. It could have been longer. It could have been a really good little thing. What other thing? They could have done so many different things. There's so many other insects, or they're not insects, are they? What are they? If you got more than 6 legs,
arachnid.
No, that's a spider. You can't have that spider. People wouldn't eat that.
Okay.
They've got what do you call it? What, Sandy the spider? Hey, everybody, here you go. Let's buy a chocolate spider with some sponge on it. No one's going to want that. There's people just going to be running from it.
When I was a teenager, there was a whole craze of lollipops that had things like scorpions and baby tarantulas inside.
Yes, they're weird. People are weird. I'm following Aldi stores now. Sorry, thank you. Just change the subject completely. Can I just say, if anybody is listening still, should you still be listening, absolutely, if you got X and you don't follow anything, follow Aldi UK. It's brilliant. It's so good.
Yes. Well, one of my favourite facts about Twitter is the official KFC account, where you know how KFC, it has 7 secret herbs and spices.
Yep.
If you go to the KFC account on Twitter, they follow the Spice Girls.
That's it, isn't it? That's all they follow.
And 2 people called Herb. So that's the herbs and spices. The Spice Girls are 2 blokes called Herb.
Fantastic. Yeah, if there's ever a reason to just have X Twitter, this is it. Forget everything else. Don't look at anything else that's going to make you angry. Just those ones. Right, so
anyway, we should probably go
lawsuits.
Back to lawsuits in Blythswood Square, shouldn't we?
We should do, really.
So, yes, Madeline went to court in 1857, and they actually said that she was not guilty because it was not proven that she could do it, which is a verdict unique to Scotland. Although it does still carry an implication of guilt. So it's acknowledged that Madeline couldn't be fully convicted, but, so they're pretty certain that she did do it, but didn't have enough evidence to say, yes, you are 100% guilty.
The other thing that usually stops that kind of thing was because it was an upper middle class family, and they were residing in a very expensive property in Glasgow.
Yes.
And of course there was the fact that she was 22 with as having unmarried, there was unsafe sex, but they weren't married but having relationships with a Frenchman at the same time. So there's all these things which were a huge scandal. I mean,
yeah,
I think they felt it was better just to sweep it under the carpet, and they're not going to hang a upper middle class woman for killing a Frenchman, seriously. But so she was found not guilty. Yep.
She was found not guilty, and then she then went off to move to New York, where she ends up dying in New York as an old lady.
Well, actually, even worse. She first moved to London. She moved to England. She ran away from Scotland to England. Then married. She married an artist in England, and then when he died, she moved to America and married again. So she was married for like 28 years to the same man. So she didn't murder him. When he died, she then moved to America and married again. And I think she died when she was 93, and he died only a couple of years before her. So I doubt that she killed him either. But she died. The important thing here is she died in America. She didn't die in Scotland. So why, Dan? Go on, say it. Why did we bring her up? Why?
Well, hang on, because the whole moving to New York is a whole bit stranger, because when she moved to New York City, because she separated from that husband, she was at 75 years old, married a 49-year-old man, and he did die.
But only a couple of years before him. Before her, sorry.
Yeah, but he died 10 years after they met, so he was 59 when he died.
Yeah, but she was 93 when she died, and it was only 2 years difference.
Yeah.
So I doubt she'd have been up to much at that age.
No.
But then again, she wore him out as well, so maybe she was up to much.
And she's buried under the name of Lena Sheehy.
That's what Michael Jackson used to sing, wasn't it?
Sheehy!
That's it. Yep. That's obviously what inspired him. And that was the best impression. But well done. I'm very impressed you actually did that, because I wasn't even going to attempt it. So I'm so glad you did that.
Lisa, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa.
Can we get demonetized on this for well, actually, can we be monetized on this for a start? We can't be demonetized when we don't do anything for money.
But it was me singing. It wasn't
you know,
and
but
it
was Michael Jackson. It was like he was in the room.
Yeah. So there we go. Anyway, yes, you said about why are we talking about this random story of her? It's because she lived in Blythswood Square and apparently is now a ghost there. But why is she a ghost there? Because she died in New York and lived in London, and so why would she be attached to this house?
She died. She died in America. She left the house when she was 22, maybe 23, so that age. But she was 93 when she died, so she had been out the house for quite some time. I mean, I can't remember what the houses looked like that I used to live in back when I'm not 93 yet. So let alone going back to haunt it.
Yeah. So, yeah, it seems a bit far-fetched. I wonder whether it's a case of, because it is mentioned on several ghost walk websites around Glasgow. So I wonder whether her story... I wonder whether they've said that she's a ghost and haunts there just so they can talk about the trial and the murder and all of that sort of thing. Do
you know what? David Lean actually made a film about her life and her story in 1950. So there's actually a film out there about Madeline.
Oh, wow.
So I think I may have to watch that. We could do a review one day.
Yes.
I bet they won't have much bonking in it.
No, not
for
the
1950s. Yeah, not as much they had in the 1800s. So I honestly can't see. Don't think it's her ghost. It's not going to be her ghost to see. So it's described the apparition, they say, is a woman dressed in Victorian dress, gliding silently through the halls, going through walls, usual thing. I think they sort of, because it's a woman in Victorian attire, they think it's Madeline, but there's no evidence for that. I mean, we got photographs of what she looked like. There's actually photographs online. So she's very, she's definitely got a look to her. You would know it was her if you saw her.
Yes.
She looks like a young hamster with lots of stuff stuck in her cheeks, storing the nuts. That's what she looks like. She looks like she stored lots of nuts in those cheeks.
Yes.
Oh, God. When I say these things and I realize I shouldn't say these things.
And to call back to a previous episode, her hat isn't as impressive.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So apparently it says many believe that Madeline herself eternally paces the space where her secret affair unfolded. So,
Yeah.
so either maybe she's returned back for a good time,
Maybe.
and then she's just disappointed that Pierre's not there, whatever his name was.
Yeah, Pierre Emile.
That was Pierre.
Longley.
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe she's just disappointed he's not there, roaming the aisles or the halls looking for him, of all the spots that they used to frequent.
Yes.
Within everyone can, the people just can hear strange noises and strange smells coming from various rooms.
With their premarital sex, how dare they?
Yes. Do you know what? I bet she showed some ankle as well.
Oh, shit. I'm excited now. Oh
God! Yeah, just imagine they couldn't even show an ankle, let alone have premarital sex with a Frenchman.
Yeah,
It must have been such a, Can you imagine in all the magazines like we have today? They must have had magazines like that. Had this rancid affair between the 20. Oh,
well, it's
the
interesting.
press must have loved it.
I did read that around the time of her trial, Scottish people were appalled reading the headlines of the case because of a young woman murdering somebody with arsenic poisoning and premarital sex.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think they'd probably be appalled now if it wasn't premarital sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also back in that era, it was a lot of people were poisoned because everybody had rat poison in the house. Houses, everybody had rat poison. It was so many times people were poisoned mistakenly, just due to the fact that they had rat poison everywhere. I wonder how many people were executed. I know of a load of. Actually, I think we may have covered, or we're going to cover some more stories, which where some people were killed or executed because they were found guilty of murder. And it was through poisoning, and it turned out later that it was just rat poison that was just left around. They could have accidentally consumed it. But it just seems also, isn't it? It always seems like, but then again, you're right. It always seems to be a bloke who gets poisoned.
Yes.
And the wife then gets accused of poisoning them. I guess.
Yeah.
It's pretty a lot more likely way of actually murdering your partner if you're a lot smaller and not quite as strong.
And if you think about the time period as well, it would be the woman that was doing the cooking in the house, and all the cleaning and looking after all the children, and the man wouldn't be doing anything like that. So therefore, if a bloke got poisoned and died, chances are his wife put it in the food,
Yeah. Yeah, so I can see why she was accused, but but she didn't die in Scotland. She died decades later in America. She wouldn't have gone back. And she wouldn't have gone back. I mean, looking at the drawings, illustrations of the crowds outside the courthouse, it was like the place was packed. You took the crowds outside trying to get, waiting for the verdict to come through.
It was big news for Scotland at the time. Like big news, huge news.
But well, I was going to say that, but it's funny, we're talking about the news of that, but that whole area of Scotland where this happened had lots of murders. It was quite well known for being an area with pretty much murders all over the place at the same time.
Scotland forever!
Yeah. What other ghosts? Let's have a look. So, also in the house, people have detected perfumes or floral, old-fashioned smells lingering in empty rooms.
Yeah.
I tell you, they're saying it's better than the smells downstairs that's lingering now after I just went to the loo. It doesn't matter how much fragrance I put in that room, it's not going to make it any better.
Oh, dear.
Footsteps and whispers. That's people whispering, do you smell that? And then running away. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Everybody, everywhere, every old building, people hear footsteps because it's just floorboards creaking. The house still settles, even if it's an ancient house. Things still creak. We hear it all the time. I was watching. We were in one of the rooms earlier on in the house. Actually, not earlier on, a couple of days ago, and there was just two of us watching a film. I heard this suddenly creaking in the room, and it's like there's no creaking in that room there, but something around us was creaking, and it was such a clear creak. We both looked. Looked out different parts. We both thought we heard it from different parts of the room. Weird, but definitely wasn't a ghost. It was probably just. Actually, we don't have floorboards, so it wasn't that either. Thinking about it, I don't know what it could be.
No idea.
It must be the shelf full of DVDs creaking or something. But either way, there was a loud noise, and it was just so everybody hears creaking and footsteps, and doors open by themselves, just naturally because you haven't closed them properly.
And also with this property, the fact that the bathroom, there was 2 different ghosts seen in there by 2 different people, and then people have then reported this other female ghost, which apparently is Madeline. I think this one's a bit of there haven't been enough reports to say, and even with the because I believe it was sold about 5 years ago for £2.5 million. And nobody has really. The only story that's gone with it is newspapers saying, "Oh yeah, there was this story in this property from many years ago." And
saying that though, I've also discovered that apparently the developers, the company that sold the property to developers actually warned the developers about the unsettling reputation of the house. The security guards have felt unease when they've been in the property. There's certain rooms they don't want to go into. So that's even in modern era. So even now it has a reputation of being creepy, and to a point where security guards don't want to go into certain buildings. And it was open. It was empty for years, even though it was in one of the prime locations. So something was putting people off moving there. And it's probably the price. I mean, 2.45 million but I guess it's a 5-story building, and it is two of them. So we're talking, it's a big space.
Where it's 2 knocked together into one.
2 knocked together. So it is a huge, huge block. And Dan found the most interesting thing about this square. Unlike every other square we've ever looked at, this square...
It's actually a square!
...is actually a square.
It's actually a square!
It's a square, not a rectangle.
Yeah, I looked on Google Maps, and it is clearly a square, not a rectangle that is called a square. It's actually a square. And all of that area of Glasgow is all squares. And it's also the only square that has the middle square is just a park. All the other squares are just buildings, including an art school.
So, yeah. But that's the only thing in here that actually makes me think, because... I think there must be something there because of the developer, the modern era. The fact is, people don't find it a very nice place to go into. People have been creeped out of it. Security guards don't like certain rooms, and the developers have actually been warning potential buyers about it. Which obviously kept the sale from going through for such a long time. Now, if there was nothing, nobody would say anything, would they?
Yes,
they would just try to sell it as quick as possible. There has to be something unusual about the property. So the stories are stories. That's all, as far as I can tell. There's nothing behind them. There's no evidence. There's no evidence of who these other bodies in the baths might have been. There's no. There's no stories giving us any more details of those things. But it's just this modern reputation it has. And why did the developer obviously warn people that this is an unsettling property and security guards won't go into certain rooms, which delayed the sale for years? It's an unusual one. I mean, that's what makes me, again, it's that but thing we talk about is, I don't believe anything but the security guards won't go in those rooms at night, and there's something not quite right in that property. We can't tell you what it is, but there's something. And it's always that but that gets me.
It is that but. When we went around the pubs and all the staff in the pubs were going, "Oh, I don't believe in this sort of thing," but
and even though with that lovely couple we met, nothing in this pub, but in this other pub we saw strange things happening. And it's like me and me with my story, which I told you about, is like I say I'm a skeptic, but what I saw that night with a friend, we both saw it together, was so real. There has to be something there. So I'm the same. It's like I don't believe in it. My rational mind says this doesn't make sense. This is just stories. But I've seen something that I can't explain.
Yeah.
And this is the but in this story. The but in this story is the developers. They could have sold the house far sooner and probably for more money.
They could have done. And yeah, and these ghosts have never really been confirmed nor denied, have they? So it's an interesting one, this one. But I do like the story of the captain finding random things in a bathtub. That's the bit I quite like, is the random ghosts in a bath.
Do you mind not referring to me as random? A random thing. The water was cold, honestly. I've been there for a long time.
All right, well, maybe we should round this episode off so you could go get back in the bath.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Dan.
Oh dear. Right.
Yes, but this is one I like, though, because this story has a but to it, and again, it is that but that makes me question: is it just a story, or is there something else here? And maybe one day we can actually take a trip to Scotland and actually see some of these sites, because looking at the square mile around this property, there's a lot going on there.
There is. Yeah.
So, and we'll do more of that, I think, another day.
And I've not been to Glasgow before, so I'd like to go to Glasgow.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go, never been.
Yeah, I've been to Edinburgh. I like Edinburgh.
Maybe after making the comments about the food and the the sex outside of marriage, maybe I won't go. I've got a habit of alienating people that I haven't even met just by making comments without even realizing what I've said.
It's fine. We'll probably not find any French people there either.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. I forgot I've upset the French as well. Yeah. I'm old. Let me off.
Well, we have been and continue to be the Boo-Foons. I'm Dan.
And I'm Steve.
And thank you for joining us this week. We will be back next week with yet another mystery. If you haven't done so already, do follow the socials and have a look at our Patreon for additional footage. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Boo-Foons, mystery investigators.